My name's Amy, and I just got 55th at the UK Nationals 2026, playing Pure Power Patron with the Amorphage lock. Just a quick video to show you the profile. First time doing this, please excuse the zoomed in camera angle in a second. Still getting used to all of this. But yeah, any questions about the deck, just let me know in the comments or advice. Yeah. Okay, so for the main deck, we have the 3 Vidolium, the 3 Gepardo, the 3 Innovato, the 2 Ginaldo. Just a standard power patron ratio. The Ginaldo is honestly the absolute worst card in this engine, but you have to play it. You have to play 2 to cure it, and also obviously your own kind of banish from the top of your deck. It's absolutely awful to try. I decided him out a lot into Match of 1, not Kultune, because obviously just in this match you can't be risking selling that engine for then just hitting the one off the top of your deck. And also Vision's amazing, Japreda's amazing, Nevado's amazing as well. All very, very good cards. Next up, we have kind of Pseudo, the Dark Fairy Search Block Your Terminus. We have the 2 Medius, and we have the 3 Shade. The 3 Shade was a chain from basically a Friday night chain for deckless submission. My girlfriend, she had convinced me to play the second. And in not wanting to play Cyphering, which is what Chris and Em were playing, I had to play more engine. I had to play draws, which we'll see later, as well as a couple of energy pieces, which included 2 more copies of Shade. So I really like Shade over the weekend. Best Extend does play into Spark as a problem. So it is pretty much an enormous amount of where you really do want, where you want to be leading with it. There were a couple of hands where I had, like, for example, a Pendulum and a Shade, and I was normal summon the Shade just to play around Spark, so I could set up the lock. So obviously the lock is what this deck's aiming to end on. As for, well, the lock, we have Goliath Lechery from an old Amorphage core I used to own, Ultra Rare Lechery. They are unfortunately necessary until a post next set. When we do get a link, we can innovate a little bit more on this deck. That's what my girlfriend's going to do. I'm not too sure if I'll be sticking with this deck from now on. For the last 2 main deck monsters, I'll just include them here because it might be easy. It's 2 Troll. Honestly, this card is absolutely awful the entire weekend. I would have rather not played it. Again, it was a bit of a last minute addition to put in because I wanted to make better matches in like Mitsurugi or Sky Striker. Card was absolutely awful. Gauchian players were playing around it very, very well. Mitsurugi players, they were a lot of the time being able to set up consistently in their draw phase for stuff like prayers and visions before draw actually hit and affected. So, if I'm honest, would not probably play main deck again. Card is very good inside, obviously, the match I just mentioned, but I would not be main decking it again. As for that stage for our monsters, so obviously, playing the Dominus cards, not choosing Breakers this time. Prefer to do the trap card. So for the spells, Engine Wise with 3 Terminus. We have 2 of the Vidolia. Again, very standard. I preferred to play 2 Field Spell just to have the utility. It came up a lot in just being able to search 1 off or something like a Predator to discard for your non-finito, and searching a second off of your Viridium when it hits the extra deck. So yeah, we last but not least, let's with 2 copies of Pen Treasure plus the Assault. Again, not too much Assault is necessary for non-finito lines, and as well as the Pendulum Treasure. So again, just more consistency cards. The Assault came up quite a lot, and actually, I probably said the Assault more than I said the Trap card, in all honesty. As for that, the Trap card, necessary to obviously be hand trapped, to obviously make your lock. That's it for pretty much the engine. We have what's left is about 12 of our, let's say the rest of our hand traps, those being the 3 Dominus Spark, the 3 Sonic Dominators, the 3 Dominus Impulse, as well as the 3 Infinite Impermanence. These cards are absolutely amazing. All weekends, cannot fault any of them at all. Song is probably the weakest of them all. Just because a lot of the times I was drawing songs, it was game 2 or game 3 when I have cards like Cthulhu in the main deck. and the conflictions. Unfortunately, the confliction which we kind of just were going to accept, we unfortunately hit a couple of times. So that was the unfortunate part. But other than that, those cards were the absolute best cards in my entire deck. Now for the extra deck, we have the One Beyond the Pendulum, One Exceed the Pendulum, One Clockwork Knight, One Charmer Quartet, One IP, One SP, and One Donna. Very, very standard, I would say. This is our Earth target, alongside the Clockwork Knight for the Charmer Quartet. Donna comes up in a hand where you have no access to the Depredator. As just a generic Earth, so you can make the lock on your turn. It's not just card like Breakers and stuff like FMV, Crown, Droplet, Super Volley, stuff like that. I said the longer I played, the better I got with making Rock Knight in certain combo lines, using melee system like Depredator to make Depredator into Clockwork Knight, and then make the SP on the end board to dodge Impulse on the Charmer Quartet. Because what a lot of people who knew this deck were saving the Impulse for the Charmer Quartet effect, so making SP play around it. For the XYZs, we have the one Macarian, carded absolutely not to be allowed in this game. The one Varadras, the one Jupiter for Engine. Shout out to my girlfriend Emily. This was an anniversary present and absolutely gorgeous. And last but not least, for the XYZs is Typhon. This is another last minute run on the Friday with my 15th extra card. Card was absolutely amazing. I couldn't say anything more about Typhon other than the fact that I don't think I'll play this again without Typhon. It was unexpected a lot. A lot of the cool team players, when they were seeing my hands, were investing a lot of their cards in hand combo. They're running on big boards, like RS, Zala, and back to back, and trading card for card with them, and then summoning a monster down to just make Typhon to just break apart the last little bit of that board was absolutely fantastic. Then the three feature monsters were playing Dracostapelia, Noah, Non-Finito. Dracostapelia is your target for Non-Finito on your full board, where your Non-Finito has a dark monster, plus a trap card. So you can draw phase your Non-Finito to make the Dracostapelia. Usually trigger the Power Pigeon you've used off because they're all dark to get recovery. And then Dracostapelia and banish Dracostapelia for your trap card. That's 2 interruptions, usually giving about 1 to 2 fluid draws. Last but not least, Legion Aura. You have to play it. Very, very good card. People do not realize a lot of the time this card is Dark Roll and Summon. They're letting my Genoras resolve. Something like Genora triggering the effect of something like, what does that do? And they read it and like, So they have to waste interruptions on these cards when they weren't initially expecting to. As for the side deck, there are 12 cards in here that were theoried, and 3 which were checked in the last minute, let's say. So we're in 3 Lava Golem. Absolute worst card on my side deck all weekend. I was expecting a lot of Doomsday and a lot. I wasn't really expecting the mirror, but I wanted to cover it just in case. Did not see it. Well, did not see Doomsday or the mirror at all. And even, well, I saw the mirror once. And I think I'd rather hand trap them instead of relying on drawing one of these. But I think it was mainly just based on what I played against. This card didn't feel great. As for some more hand traps, we are playing 3-4 loss. Card's very good. We're playing 3 ashes. I'll going first. Card we take out the imperms, put in the 3 ashes, trying to be 4. We're playing 3 storm, and the last 3 cards which we decided to put in Duster, which was kind of a given. I played 1 copy of Perulia and 1 copy of Sphere Mode. The Perulia was actually very good. I drew a couple of times, and I wish I'd happily played more. The Sphere Mode was, again, I wanted more coverage of Doomsday and the mirror if I saw it, but again, didn't really see it, so I think that was very much just based on my matchups. It didn't feel great. However, I think if I had a run of about 14 rounds of Doomsday and Power Patron, I think that card would have been absolutely fantastic. Well, that's absolutely it from my side of the deck profile. I'm sure I'll cut to a clip of myself to run down the event and how it went. And we're back to me. Back to the face cam. This event was absolutely fantastic. Had an absolutely brilliant time. congratulations to Adam, Solomon, and Emily for also topping Nats, all top 128. I think Adam got top 32, so congratulations there. And yeah, the deck was absolutely amazing. The event went very, very well. This is my first time doing a deck for myself, so I'm trying my best. And got the sleeves, and I also got a Sprite Blue for guest card. He was asking me questions about formats I knew, and I played this deck and guessed in about 30 seconds. Very, very happy. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Any questions, just pop a comment down below.